In 2.5 weeks in Ukraine, we've seen a massacre, a revolution, an invasion by a foreign country, and now what looks like the dismemberment of Ukraine as we know it in its post-Soviet period. This is Crimea is probably going to be annexed by Russia in the next couple of weeks after a referendum in about 10 days' time. With events moving so fast, it's really worthwhile trying to look at the historical context of all this. And of course, for any British person, that historical context starts here in this rather tranquil-looking vineyard-planted valley just north of Balaclava. This is the Valley of Death, immortalised by Tennyson. The Light Brigade, as far as we understand, charged from left to right, somewhere down there, towards the Russian guns on the 13th of October 1854. So about 100 years after the British and the French fought the Russians here on their way to besiege Sevastopol just up the road, it was Nazi invaders who came here to besiege Sevastopol, and the Russians fought another very long, very vicious, really quite heroic siege here. They lost that siege again 3 years later. They returned, they fought another battle to reclaim Sevastopol. And it's these immense events, these immense military triumphs and heroic failures that are really imprinted on the minds of the Russian population here. So there's really no underestimating the sense of pride and memory in military heritage and the blood that's been spilt here. And this is really what explains why people here feel so strongly about their Russian heritage, and also why the Russian, I would say, propaganda about fascists coming down from Kiev has such resonance. It's just a few yards away from the British memorial where I was just sitting. There's another one to other soldiers who died here in a different war. This is memorial to the Soviet forces who took this position in 1941 to 1942 in the siege of Sevastopol, defending it from Nazi forces. Now it's really that siege that local Russians remember more vividly than anything else, and it's really the battle against the Nazis that's foremost in the minds and in the rhetoric that is surrounding the current crisis in Crimea. You can talk to almost any local ethnic Russian in Sevastopol, and they could tell you something along the lines of what a local woman said to me yesterday. She said, "My grandfather died on the 3rd day of the war defending this city. We're not going to let those fascists in Kiev come here again, not one step back."